Check, check.
Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushua, Michael and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua, thank you always. So be it. Sorry, face the front. And Yashabim, which means be seated. We're right back where we left off last week. And this is going to be a good one. We're going to dive into it in the Hebrew. And then we'll pick it up in the English. From Leviticus 18 and 22. Which is about as plain and simple as it gets. Wa'az zakar, la'at ashakab, mashakabya, asha, the wa'aiba, hawa'ah. This is the verse that there are actually Christians out there that try to say that this is misinterpreted. And you really, really can't misinterpret this. But homosexuals will do anything in the world to try and justify their sin. This is plain and simple. Wa'af zakar, and with a male, la'at tashakab is to lie down with, is to have sex. Mashakab asha dawaiba. You should not do that with what you do with a woman, with a man. It's that simple. The thing that you do when you lie down with a woman, you shall not do that with a man. Dawaiba, it's an abomination. That's it. That's as simple as it gets. So if there's a homosexual holding this Bible and telling you that it tells him it's okay, it's proof of his mental illness. Verse 23. Wabakal Bahama La'ah, the sun, Shagabathka, Latama'ah Ba, Wa'asha, La'ath Aima, Lapunya Bahama, Larba'ai, the Bal Hawa'ah, 24. Alpha Datam'awa, Bakal Allah, Kaya, Bakal Allah, Natam'awa, Hagoyim, Ashar, Anyamashalach, Mapunyakam, verse 25. Wathatama, Ha'arataza, Wa'apakwa, Wa'apakwad, Ayuna, Aliyah, Wathakwa, Harataza, Ath Yashabya, verse 26. Washamartham, Athum, Ath Kakwathia, Wa'ath Mashapatya, Wala'ah, the Aishwa Makal, Hathwaibath, Ha'Allah, Hazarach, Wahagar, Hagar, Batawakam, verse 27, Kaya Athkal, Hathwaibath, Ha'al Aishwa, Anashia, Harataza, Ashar, Lapunyakam, Wathatama, Harataza, verse 28, Wala'ah, Thakuya, Harataza, Athkum, Batamakam, Athak, Ashar, Kwa'ah, Ath, Hagoya, Ashar, Lapunyakam. Verse 29. Back to the Pick it up from chapter 18 and verse 22. Leviticus chapter 18, verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination. That's biblical. That's basic. That's plain and simple. Whoever out there, no matter what mental twists and turns y'all doing, to say that it's okay because you grew up that way, that it's okay because it's your family member or your friend, you don't want to hurt their feelings, that it's okay because you want to be politically correct, you don't want to be the crazy one in the workplace that's not in line, that it's okay because the Democratic Party told you it's okay, that it's okay because your pastor told you it's okay, which is wild, but that's going on too. You didn't get that from the Bible. You didn't get that from anywhere in the Old or the New Testament. This is plain and simple as it gets. And it's important to keep that plain and simple. To not, prevaricate, to not kind of, tiptoe around it or halfway it. Because as soon as you let them normalize that, now fast forward, you got drag queens in the library reading your kids a story. You got schools telling your kindergartners and first grade kids that they could choose their own gender. That's what happens when you allow this to be normalized. That's what happens when you say, well, I know that said that in the Old Testament. The Old Testament is kind of harsh, but God is love and Jesus loves everybody. And that's not biblical. It's not biblical at all. And there can never be any ground given on that. That's plain and simple. Verse 23, neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith. And that's back to back for a reason, because a man lying down with another man is just as foul and vile and disgusting as a man lying down with a dog. It's the same thing, biblically speaking. Same category, same thing. If you as a man would see all these beautiful women out here, jump right over all these hordes and seas and oceans of beautiful women and want to bend over another man, you might as well be having sex with a cow or a goat. According to the Bible, it's the same category. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down there too. It is confusion. So if you heard about a woman, and all you got to do if you want to hear about this type of woman is watch the news here in America. The white woman does it all the time. So if you hear about a woman that's laying down for the family dog and spreading her legs wide open for the family dog, and you know that's crazy and disgusting, that same part of you that knows that's crazy and disgusting intuitively knows that it's crazy and disgusting for a man to lie with a man, for a man to lie with his sister, for a man to lie with his mother. It's all in the same category. And that's why when they normalize one of these things, as soon as they normalize being gay, they start pushing everything else. But y'all not ready to have that conversation. Verse 24, defile not ye yourselves in any of these things, for in all these the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you. So again, this is us as a nation being told to be separate, to be different from all these heathens that's out here practicing this. All around the world, you're going to find heathens that's men having sex with men having sex with goats, men having sex with whatever they could get their hands on. Men having sex with their sisters. Yo, listen, I've been watching too many of these true crime channels lately. They keep going and finding these Edomites in the trailer park I saw one where the husband walked in on his wife having sex with her son in the living room. And then the husband had to deal with that. Their brother walked in. That's heathen culture. That's white culture. that don't even exist. You can't even comprehend that. For all they love to talk about black culture. Esau loves to go up online and talk about how bad and how violent and how ratchet black culture is, but you'll never see a man walking in on his wife having sex with her son. You'll never see a woman go viral because the cops found videos in her phone of her having sex with the family dog. But that's the type of madness that we got to see. That's white. I'm tired of white culture. I got white fatigue. Verse 25. And the land is defiled, therefore I do visit the iniquity thereof upon it, and the land itself vomiteth out her inhabitants. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, and shall not commit any of these abominations, neither any of your own nation, nor any stranger that sojourneth among you. For all these abominations have the men of the land done which were before you, and the land is defiled. It defiles the entire land to normalize these type of deviant sexual acts. That's what we're talking about when we see these pride parades. Defile the land, meaning everything around you is wrong, is twisted. And we live in a society where if you raising kids in this society, you got to navigate how you're going to send them to school, and they're going to tell them that that your little boy could be a little princess. They're going to tell them that you're hateful if you say that being a drag queen is not normal. And now you got to navigate this world. That's the land being defiled. Verse 28, that the land spew not you out also when ye defile it, as it spewed out the nations that were before you. Because anybody that practices these things, that nation is going to fall. But I imagine him up here. No, that's for this one over there. Jump back into the Hebrew. Okay. Verse 29. Kaya Kolashar, Yaisha, Makal, Atwaiwath, Allah, Wanakarathwa, Wanapashwath, Aishath, Makurab, Imam, verse 30.
Stuck where at?
Leviticus 18:30.
18:30.
Washamarthum, Ath, Washaramathia, Labalathia, Aishwath, Makakuath, Hatuaibath, Ashar, Naaishwa, Lapunyukum, Wala'ah, the Tamaawa, Bahum, Anya Yahweh, Alahayakum. 19 and verse 1, Way the bar Yahweh al Masha La'amar, verse 2, the bar al Kal Idath, Banya Sha'ala, Bamarath Alahum, Kodashim, Dahayawa, Kaya, Kodawash, Anya Yahweh Alahayakum, verse 3. Ayash, Amawa, Wa'abiwa, Dairawa, Wa'ath, Shabbathafya, the Shemarwa, Anya Yahweh Alahayakum, verse 4. Altapunwa, Al Halialium, Wa Alahaya, Masaka La'a, Aishwa, Lakum, and Yehawa Alahayakum. Back to the English.
God.
Leviticus 18 and 29, verse 28, that the land spew not you out also when you defile it, as it spewed out the nations that were before you. For whosoever shall commit any of these abominations, even the souls that commit them shall be cut off from among their people. Therefore shall ye keep mine ordinance, that ye commit not any one of these abominable customs, which were committed before you, and that ye defile not yourselves therein. I am the Lord your God. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, ye shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. Ye shall fear every man his mother and his father, and keep my Sabbaths. I am the Lord your God. And like this is a picture of a whole nation,
Right.
because when you fear your mother and your father, it's because they raised you right. You're never supposed to, be in a position. So many of us are where we got to teach our parents, or we got to have compassion or pity on our parents,
right,
for the state that they in with the philosophies or the physical things that they've been inflicted with here in this hell. You're supposed to be able to fear your mother and your father because you was raised perfectly in the ways of the Lord.
Right. On to that, there's a thing nowadays where children don't fear their mothers or their fathers. They don't fear their parents at all, so they don't listen to them.
Right.
And the parents are trying to tell them how to be, tell them good manners. You know what I mean? How to conduct yourself around other people in New York City.
Right.
And then they're looking at them like, oh, that good manners is the old people's way. I'm young. They're thinking that they gotta act different because now they're in a new generation, and it's evil.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's a video I want to send you. You don't got the thing up here, right? But yeah, there was a sister called Rika the Black Barbie on TikTok.
Okay.
And she was disgruntled by her visit to some theme park in some town where she at in California, and she said she don't understand what she's saying in this regard, right? But she was saying she don't want her son to date these black bitchs because all the girls in the park who are 12 and 13 was talking about fighting adults and how some other girl is cheating on some boy crush they got in the school, and being very sexual in they talk. Yeah. And they 12 and 13, so she knew that this generation is messed up. So she got her son that she's raising, with the dad, and she's saying that she don't want her son to be married to girls like that, because those girls probably was not raised by their parents, raised high.
Right. Which what you just described does not surprise anybody listening.
Thank you.
Because we see these people act like, because unfortunately that's the state of our community.
The norm now.
That's the norm. That's the norm.
You know what I mean?
And that's crazy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And notably, those unruly young girls that you see every day, they are Christian.
Of course.
They're not they don't believe they're Israelites.
Right.
They believe they're Christians, or they believe they're spiritual. You see what I'm saying? They believe there's some other mess. Meanwhile, if they became an Israelite, they would do this thing right here. They would fear every man his mother and his father, and keep the Sabbaths. You'll be a whole different. The solution to Black and Latino problems, the solution to Black issues around the country, is that you're not an Israelite. That's it. The very second these bad kids out there become Israelites, life changes. All right, according to what we're reading right here, because that's what this is right here. Absolutely. This is the thing that people don't do. So if people do this instead of what they do now, their life will change. All right.
And they would have a father and mother worth fearing.
Yes.
Just like the scripture says, so is the mother, so is the daughter. So they have
mothers that are teaching them to act this way.
Right.
They're emulating what they see, and that's the saddest part about it.
Right.
Is that we got to face that there's some terrible parents in our community.
Yep.
These kids didn't just happen like this.
Yep.
It's happened because this is a cycle that started from slavery, that went on through feminism, that went on through the division of the black household with you using welfare and using various programs to keep the man out the house.
Yep. Yep.
Pushing the philosophies on our women that they don't need no man. And now this is where we are today.
Exactly. Well said on that too.
But let me see.
We were in the 19 and 3, 19 and 4.
Verse 4, turn ye not unto idols, nor make yourselves molten gods.
Right.
I am the Lord your God.
That's that white Jesus right there. That's a molten image. Meaning
Right.
you get some material, you melt it down to form a shape, like you're carving a shape.
Right.
That's that white Jesus in that churches. So meaning what? The Lord is pointing to the religion for the destruction of these children's behavior. You see what I'm saying? That's what the Lord is saying. Go ahead.
That's so heavy. It's because that's where your philosophy is going to come from, whether you like it or not.
Right.
Whether you realize it or not, even if you're not a good practicing Christian, you've absorbed the philosophy that you can do whatever you want out in these streets. Come back into church on Sunday or at some point in the future, and God's going to love you anyway. And white Jesus is going to love you anyway. Verse 5, and if you offer a sacrifice of peace offerings unto the Lord, you shall offer it at your own will. And back to the Hebrew from verse 6. Did you want
to? Let me get one here.
Come on.
Okay, so we're in Leviticus 19 and 6. And by the way, in the Israel School of UPK, we read the ancient Hebrew. Absolutely. We read it. We can read it and speak it. We can talk it and interpret it. You see what I'm saying? So we're in Leviticus 19 and 6. Bayawam, Zabaktham, Ya'akal, Wa Mamakarath, Waha Nawathar, Aid, Yawam, Ha Shalashia, Ba'ash, Yasharap, verse 7. Wa'am, Ha'akal, Ya'akal, Bayawam, Hashalashia, Bagawal, Hawa'a, La'a, Ya Ratazar, verse 8. Let me know where I can stop, all right?
Okay.
Wa Akalyawa, Iwanwa, Yasha'a, Kayaath, Kwadash, Yahawa, Kalal, Wanakaratha, Hanapash, Ha Hawa'a. Hawa'a is that. Ha is the, and Hawa'a is it. Ha plus it is that. The it is that. All right. That's how the Hebrew breaks down the forming of these words that we now use in these English senses, right? Because the Hebrew, according to Yale University by Vicky Hoffer and Rebecca Apps Wright, they said that English is born out of Hebrew. All languages in the earth are born out of the Hebrew. The Hebrew is the original language, according to Yale University in Connecticut. And we got the books here. All right. Ma'aimya, verse 9. Wa ba kwatazakam ath. Kwatazaya aratazakam la'a. Tha kala pa'ath. Shadka. La kwatazar. Yalakwat. Kwatazaka la'a. Thalakwat. Verse 10. Wa kuramka. La'a. Tha'aiwalal. Wa parat. Karamka la'a. Thalakwat. La'ainya. Walaga tha izab. Atham anya Yahweh ala hayakam. For those who don't know, we're reading the Bible, right? We're reading the Bible through what they call now today a Tanakh, right? And that Tanakh, you read every Hebrew character is a syllable, right? And via those syllables, we do not have to use it or read it in the Jewish dialect. Right. We can apply our own dialect according to Yale University. The Jewish scholars at Yale University says that the modern Jewish language, Yiddish, is not the correct ancient biblical language or dialect. That it was only consonants, no vowels. So we apply the same format that they said at Yale University, where it's the Hebrew with no European vowels. You take the vowels out and you get what they call in Zechariah, is it Zechariah? Zechariah 3:9, a pure tongue. You might want to get that in a second too. Good, right?
Which, of course, what they call
Mhm.
the Hebrew today is just a recent invention anyway.
Mhm.
Hebrew was not used for a long time, and then they created it from their German and their Russian minds, because they are really the so-called Jewish man really just are converts that come from various parts of Europe, various parts of Central Asia, and they recreated the Hebrew from their mind. You can trace it back to one man who's known as the father of modern Hebrew, Eliezer ben Yehuda. He created the language they speak today. This is not what they say. How they pronounce these words does not trace back to the ancient times.
Right.
Don't let them make that claim. Don't let them pretend that this is a new creation and we are bringing it back to the ancient times.
You started a history class, man. You know what I mean? During the time of the Ottoman Wars, the Christians were fighting the Muslims, right? And the Khazarians, who was in the lands right in between the mass of the Christian countries and the mass of the Muslim countries, they didn't want to be involved on either side. But they thought instead, these Khazarians, right, that we recognize in the Bible to be the Amalekites, they said that they're going to make money by being the middleman between those two sides. So they thought to have a religion that is peaceful with the Christians and the Muslims. And they said, okay, well, the Muslims, they copied the Jews' religion, right? We got the book here, Babylon and Timbuktu, right? Where the Islam was formed. They call them the three Abrahamic faiths, right? And the Christians believed in the Bible, right? The Muslims believed in the Quran. And in the Quran, Muhammad refers to Moses and the prophets and the laws in 2nd Surah 136 and 2nd Surah 122. So they said they're going to play the medium between the Christians and the Muslims, and they say, you know what? We're going to be Jews. That's what they did, and it worked. Because the Christians, their book is all about the Jews. We're reading right here. Thus save Moses to the children of Israel. Thus save Moses to the children of Israel. Jeremiah, say this to the children of Israel. Isaiah, say this to the children of Israel. Jesus Christ, go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Good. And then they go to the Quran for the Muslims. And their book is saying, refer to Moses and the prophets and the tribes of Israel. It says that in 2nd Surah. So they find themselves in a good position. And now generations have passed, and you know,
they think it's really done.
Yeah, now you know, this is just the religion is now what they've inherited from so many generations. And we now, who've lost our culture through slavery in America, as a matter of fact, before slavery, when we were conquered by the Europeans, right? In one part, we was forced to be Roman Catholics. For those of us who was in Europe, for those in North Africa, we was forced to be Muslims.
Right.
In the lower parts of Mid Africa, West Africa, and them sub-Saharan parts, right? We was forced to convert to the culture of the Africans around us to blend in with them. Right. All right. So we lost our identity as being a Jews, and so much forth that in the book, the Zondervan's Pictorial Bible Dictionary, they have a phrase called a Hellenist, where it was Jews who lost their customs. We're in America, and we lost our customs to the point we call ourselves Black Americans, African Americans. You see what I'm saying? We
can't go any farther back than that.
Right. What country is black? Africans don't call themselves black. What country is colored? No country don't call themselves colored. No people call themselves, I'm the colored people. I am black. That's a color in a crayon box. You see what I'm saying?
The white man.
Thank you. It's an identity that was given to us. You see what I'm saying? But then we have a people who mass converted to someone else's culture, And then we have a culture that we lost, and there's no other missing cultures in the earth except that one that's being misplaced. I'll be damned if I'm not the real Jew.
Right.
I'll be damned. I'll be damned if the missing link, is us. You know what I mean? The people in the Bible that made the most wonderful food, they say, because I've tried Yiddish food.
No.
It is not delicious.
You did that to yourself?
I've suffered that horrible thing. I've seen black people who converted to Judaism in Chicago, and other people that follow F.S. Cherry and these such things like that. And for the Passover, they have like eggs. You see, they're not having what the Bible calls lamb of sweet savor.
That's rough.
You see what I'm saying? They're having like eggs on the Passover and stuff like that. Matzah crackers, just no tasting things. Just not fitting the bill. And then I came into the ISUPK, and I said, "Oh, this is where the wonderful music is at." Of course, it's black people with this wonderful music in Zion, down by the rivers of Babylon, where I sat down. I hanged the harps. They that have taken us captivity required
of us a song.
Require of us a song.
Is somebody requiring of those people? I don't want to hear their songs.
Who's requiring?
I don't want to hear their songs.
That doesn't make doesn't fit the bill. Doesn't fit the bill, man.
At all.
You know what I mean? The culture, the fringes, the studs. You know what I mean? It was said in the Bible that the Jews had the most beautiful clothing. I go down to Brooklyn, to Williamsburg, and I don't see them fit in the bill. I don't see them fit in the bill. Only black people in Harlem, black people in Brooklyn, black people in the Bronx and Queens. I see brothers wearing the most beautiful clothing by default with no culture, not knowing who they are. But they're so artsy. You see what I'm saying?
It's almost spiritual. It's almost like it's you just can see it everywhere right in front of your face. Because when you line that up and then you go and see them all in uniform, plain black and white suits, that don't line up. And what you just described is crazy. You just described waves and waves of mass conversion over time, while at the same time, another people over here was having their history and their culture beat out of them in waves and waves over hundreds of years.
Right.
That's heavy.
Right.
And it's no surprise now when you see a group of people that call themselves Middle Eastern and look like they can barely last 2 days under the sun.
Right. That's another thing too, where they say the Jews are a Middle Eastern color or they olive color. But the Bible gives a description of how the Jews describe themselves. And the Jews never describe themselves as all olive color. The Jews never describe themselves as a Middle Eastern color. The Jews always describe themselves as burnished brass. You can Google it. Just put in brass, burnished brass, the color of brass. That's what all the Israelites refer to each other as in color. Because they got a thing where people say in their culture how they refer to themselves, how they describe themselves. You see what I'm saying? The Greeks called the Ethiopians burnt faces. That was their description. Caucasians who are pink in color, according to the Bible, or red. They describe themselves as white. That's how they describe themselves. People describe the Chinese as yellow. You see what I'm saying? Well, the Jews in the Bible describe themselves as burnished brass, different shades of brass. Jeremiah 12 said the inheritance of the Israelites are like a speckled bird. And if you go to a color of a speckled bird, I go get a color of a speckled bird, right? Speckled bird images. And it comes up with a bird that is these different shades of brown. You see what I'm saying? Different shades. You got the dark brown on the top. You got the light brown. You got these dark spots in there. And let me get the scripture because people think I'm lying. I find people think that nobody knows the Bible, so everybody should just be in the ignorance of what's in the Bible. Of course. All right. There we go. Jeremiah 12:9. Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. That's it. That's how the Israelites look according to the Bible, like a speckled bird. You put the multitude of them, the population of them, and they over there in looking like the shade of this bird here. Right. Dark brown on the top, light brown in the middle, speckles of black, dark brown, darkest brown, and all through spots in the middle. That's us. That's not, like I said, not fitting the bill. There's a people saying they're the Jews, not fitting the bill
at all.
Okay, no problem. Let's keep going. We gotta wrap it up. We was in
We're in the Hebrew still.
we're still in the Hebrew. Okay, Leviticus 19:11. La'ah tha nagab wala'ah tha kakashwa wala'ah tha shakwarwa ayash wa'im yathwa. Verse 12. Wala'ah tha shabaiwa bashamya la shakwar wa kalalath ath sham alayaka anya Yahweh. Verse 13. La'ah.
Back to the English.
So on.
Verse 6. It shall be eaten the same day ye offer it, and on the morrow, and if aught remain until the third day, it shall be burnt in the fire. And if it be eaten at all on the third day, it is abominable. It shall not be accepted. Therefore, everyone that eateth it shall bear his iniquity, because he hath profaned the hallowed thing of the Lord, and that soul shall be cut off from among his people. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not wholly reap the corners of thy field, neither shalt thou gather the gleanings of thy harvest. And thou shalt not glean thy vineyard, neither shalt thou gather every grape of thy vineyard. Thou shalt leave them for the poor and stranger. I am the Lord your God. Verse 11, ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another. And ye shall not swear by my name falsely, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord.
Very different. Christians go argue, well, how can you never lie? You telling me that you never lie? You don't ever lie. I'm like, why is it so hard to not lie? Stop being scared. Just tell the truth. Are you lying because you're scared to tell the truth? Don't lie.
Or because you're just a grimy person, I guess.
You know what I mean? Go on.
And I love I love that we have this law that you have to leave the edges of your harvest and your field for the poor and the stranger. That's such an Israelite custom. That's so anti the white man. The white man sees poor people on the street and says, don't give them nothing. He's just going to turn it into drugs somehow. You give him a sandwich, he's going to magically turn it into drugs.
The Jewish man does not glean nowhere. You see what I'm saying? Where does he glean at?
Do they have the reputation of leaving something for the poor? Come
on, absolutely not. Absolutely not. His people ain't poor, but the law in the Bible, right, which is for them to rule other people and to be kind to other people. You see what I'm saying? To be a light unto the Gentiles. You see what I'm saying? They don't do the gleaning law.
Right.
Not fitting the bill. All right.
And back to the Hebrew. Did you want to?
I think we're all the time. We'll just keep going in English.
Okay. Verse 13, thou shalt not.
What's that? What we doing?
That was the third set.
Third set. Yeah, let's keep going.
Count.
Concert.
Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning. Damn, so you're not even supposed to wait till the end of the week to pay somebody according to the Bible, let alone 2 weeks.
That's it. Fixing all the problems in Brooklyn. Fixing all the problems in the Bronx. You're not allowed to owe a man $5 past the end of the week. Where have you ever heard that before? I'm talking about this fixes black issues, man.
That's crazy.
Fixes Latino issues. This is what murders come from. Owing someone $5.
Or having to wait till payday.
Come on. You know what I mean? Keep going.
Thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shall fear thy God. I am the Lord.
Right.
Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor.
Putting the stumbling block before the blind is where you get all these funny videos. What do you call them? These funny, what do you call them?
Prank videos?
Yeah, these prank videos. They sometimes even use a fake blind person, but you're teaching people to do evil things. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I saw a new account that's going viral where all this devil does is go find groups of homeless people and give them cigarettes, alcohol, and he puts the caption on the video, keeping homeless people in the streets. Putting
a stumbling block for them again. You see what I'm saying? It's just an evil nature in certain kinds of people in the earth out here. You know, right?
That is, yes. Yes. Certain kinds of people have an evil nature.
Yeah, man. According to the Bible.
According to the Bible.
Yeah.
Verse 15, ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty.
There we go. That's the end of the Supreme Court.
That's it.
Because the Supreme Court respects the rich. Yeah, and they damn the poor to what they call football numbers in the Bible. Who would have thought? Keep going.
But in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people.
That's the end of Wendy Williams. Who the hell will hire her now? That's the end of Ellen DeGeneres.
The end of social media.
Yeah. You know what I mean? That's the end of TMZ. You know what I mean? What this country loves, this society loves that.
Yeah.
And it's built upon that. Come on.
That's all we got at this point is just nonstop gossip, nonstop talebearing everywhere you look. You can't do something without somebody wanting to run and post it, tell about it. It's anti. This society is the opposite of this chapter in this whole book.
There we go.
Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am the Lord. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. Which goes back into the political correctness and where we started this whole set with 18 and 22 and the world trying to normalize homosexuality because you know, you got a family member or you got a friend or somebody got a friend. And so you don't want to be, you know, mean to them.
Right.
But not telling them that they're doing something wrong is the mean thing.
Right.
That's what's wrong. If you let somebody in your life, if you let somebody around you practice evil things that the Bible calls an abomination and tell them it's normal, it's okay, they just live in their truth, they just being happy, that's allowing sin upon them. And those sins come with real life consequences.
Right. And that part there too, where it says, thou shalt not hate thy brother in their heart. It's talking about the people that the Bible calls your brother according to your race. It's not meaning you can't hate your brother from your house, but then you're allowed to hate the other person from your race down the street, down the other block. It's talking about you're not allowed by the law of God to hate men of your own kind.
Right.
Which is something that I find that the Christian church does not do. You see what I'm saying? They don't tell people to not hate their brother of their own kind. You go to church when you're young, to a Christian church, and the girls are telling, the women are telling the younger girls, do not get a black boy, get with a white boy so you can live a better life. That is hating your brother in your heart. You prefer someone else's brother, but you don't love your own brother. You see what I'm saying? That's the law. Keep going. And it's one of the roots of feminism too. Absolutely. You can't have feminism without hating the men of your own kind.
Absolutely.
Which is against the Lord. And then Jesus Christ says, how could you say you love God who you cannot see, but you can't love the brother that I gave you that you can see? Come on now.
That's heavy.
And then Jesus Christ came back and said, if you don't forgive your brother for how they trespass you, God is not going to forgive you for the things that you trespass God with. Oh, I'm done. I promise now. I'm done.
That's how can you ask God to have mercy and compassion on you when you couldn't have that mercy and compassion on the people in your own community?
Right.
When you can't understand why the men in our community are going through the things they're going through, you instead are going to say, F them. They ain't about nothing. We need to go deal with everybody else. Go worry about yourself. Focus on you. That's not how you have a community. That's not how you have a nation.
Right. According to the Bible.
According to the Bible. Verse 18, thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Right. I am the Lord.
Right. Meaning what? You get into an issue, you got to go through the right channels of how to handle that issue. You see what I'm saying? You're going to be taking it upon yourself, creating an embarrassment of our race on World Star Hip Hop, embarrassing us all over social media. Now the whole world thinks that our race is a bad race. Yeah, I think we should go. I think we should become Israelites because being Christian ain't been working. So lock you. Because of Christianity, now we have the hood. You know what I mean? Now we have the ghetto. Christianity birthed the ghetto. You know what I mean? Israelites is birthing the remedy for the ghetto. There we go.
I saw a whole comedian do a whole routine on this. It was a clip where basically he was saying, you know, we tried Jesus all this time, and in his mind he didn't know that he's really talking about white Jesus and this philosophy. But he said, we tried Jesus. It seems to be working for white people. It ain't working for us. We still in the same place we're in.
Ding 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 ding. Yeah, but lo and behold, Christianity is a white religion. It is not based on the Bible.
Yeah.
You know what else too? On that topic, Islam is great for Arabs too. You know, but Islam does not work out great for us. You know what I mean? Buddhism is great for the Chinese. Yeah. Not really working out great for us. What's the Indian religion again? Hinduism.
They got the 6 arms and elephant nose.
Yeah, blesses the Indians. Yeah. The Indians are blessed in Hinduism. Doesn't quite work out great for us though. I don't see great marriages being birthed from Hinduism and putting a dot on your forehead. I don't see that. I don't see black people being blessed in their marriages and relationships and family conduct in Christianity in America. But I do see at the Passover of the ISUPK though. I see families blessed in being an Israelite in the ISUPK. I see children living their most happiest childhood. You see what I'm saying? Free from trauma by being an Israelite in the ISUPK. I see wives. I see the most happiest wives in the earth. Right. Sharing a husband with another woman. The happiest woman in all of existence that you've never seen on TV before. The happiest. I've seen them here at the Passover of the Israelite School of UPK. All right,
you're not saying polygamy is lawful according to the Bible, are you?
I'm saying
I'm people's minds today.
Ding 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 ding. Well, you have never believed that women are the happiest in a polygamy relationship as an Israelite in the UPK. The happiest. I'm talking about
most protected, the safest.
Thank you. I'm talking about one wife who is unsafe. Her husband's brothers from across the country come there and stand around her house. Where you get that as a Christian? Nowhere. None.
What they get as a Christian is, you know, being in their 50s with no child and no man going on TikTok crying.
And we don't go to jail. Neither do all of our wives. And our wives don't fight.
Right.
Thank you. Want to keep going?
Come. You shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with a diverse kind. Thou shalt not sow thy field with a mingled seed. Neither shall a garment mingled of linen and woolen come upon thee.
Hold on. So animals are not allowed to race mix. I don't think the Lord allows people to race mix. If the Lord doesn't allow animals to race mix. Just keep going. Go on, Shaw.
And whosoever lieth carnally with a woman, that is a bondmaid, betrothed to an husband, and not at all redeemed, nor freedom given her, she shall be scourged. They shall not be put to death, because she was. Priest shall make an atonement for him with the ram of the trespass offering before the Lord for his sin which he hath done, and the sin which he hath done shall be forgiven him.
And the thing is, we believe in Jesus Christ, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Of course, the letter J did not exist in the 1600s.
Right.
Okay, we believe in Jesus Christ, and the rules of Jesus Christ is that he put away sin offerings.
Right.
Now you are the sin offering. Now you pay for that crime, and the Lord doesn't want an offering. He wants your mind. What's that scripture again? He wants your mind to be humbled by the thing that you did wrong. So you go and sin no more. I don't care what it was. What people are doing out there. You're a woman, you find yourself doing some evil thing against your man, go and sin no more. Right. You was a thief, go and sin no more. You was a drug dealer, go and sin no more today. LGBT members, stop being an LGBT member and go and sin no more. We don't wish no death upon no LGBT member, man. That's not what Christ said. He said, go and sin no more. I don't know why people acting like, we're the enemies of the LGBT. We're the one wishing them life because they want to go out and get AIDS and damn themselves to death. AIDS is a terrible thing. And we don't wish that on no man. You see what I'm saying? But for the other races who are not black and Latino, I believe LGBT is good for white people.
Absolutely.
I believe LGBT is good for Africans.
Absolutely.
I believe LGBT is good for the Arabs because they molested all them boys over there in Afghanistan.
Maybe they'll leave the boy alone and get grown, man.
You know what I mean? If they allowed us to rule over them, like the Bible said, then their children will be at peace. But they chose their Islam.
Right.
And Islam came with them boys over there, Bacha boys. They call themselves the Bacha boys, Bati boys. You see what I'm saying? The Bacha boys. You know what I mean? But for them, do whatever you want. But for our people, for me and my house, we shall serve the Lord. LGBT should stop being an LGBT member and go and sin no more.
Because we love them enough to not want. They have the highest suicide rates.
Yeah.
Of course, AIDS, monkeypox, everything else.
The drugs.
We want them to live.
Right.
We want them to turn away from their sin, and that's why we tell them their sin.
Right.
People are telling them, "Oh, just live your truth." They want them to get AIDS,
right,
and monkeypox,
right,
and have mental illness until they're miserable enough to take their own lives.
Right.
They want that for them.
They call it enabling.
Exactly.
You are enabling a man in his trauma.
Exactly.
By the way, they've all been molested as children in church. That's how they became that. Then they get confused with their gender identity based on the trauma that happens to them. It's a common thing that happens with trauma. You get confused about who you are. You just think of someone who gets kidnapped. They grow into Stockholm syndrome. They get confused about their identity based on this traumatic event, and now they think they're someone else. Now a man thinking that he's a woman. Now a woman thinking that she's a man. You don't know what role. Now you don't know what is your God-given role to play in life. You see what I'm saying? You look down. The Lord gave you this organ, but you don't believe you should have this organ. Then why did God purpose it to you for? What do you think that thing is for? You're a man. You're given the tools of a man. Right. Is to multiply and get women pregnant. Come on, man. Let's not be silly, man. And what woman don't like to get pregnant? You see what I'm saying? What woman is not getting 30 years old and she said the clock is ticking on her and she wants more babies and she wants to grow up and be married with a house and a man and have a dog in the yard? Come on, man. Am I saying something feminism. Irregular? Go on.
So feminism.
Yeah.
Now they don't need that. Now they just need their career.
Yeah.
Until they actually are in their 40s and they realize, oh damn, I wanted some other things, and now it might be too late.
Yeah. Now companies are robbing the sisters because a woman with a man, that man has control over her money. Society slows down. The economy slows down. Same thing for LGBT member too. They got no family to provide for. All they got time to do is to spend money on themselves in their vanity. So Adidas get rich. I don't know what brands they spend, but whatever brand they buying, that brand is getting rich. You're making a society full of these people who have a larger spending quota. You see what I'm saying? And the economy is stimulated. You see what I'm saying? So there's somebody else on the infrastructure who's trying to get more money flowing in the economy. You think they're not gonna do that? Like General Muhammad said one thing: what would the white man do to not get rich? He's gonna make Facebook addictive. He's gonna put things to make you want to press Facebook. He's gonna give you a sound that makes you react to Facebook. You gotta click on the buttons. You gotta go into the social media. You got to press it because he needs to get rich. Don't be surprised at what he would do to get rich. Are we done? 11.
Come.
All right.
You made me think of something.
All right.
When General Muhammad says media and art is politics, everything that we consume, whether it's in social media, whether it's the philosophies that are pushed out there, it's all for some business purpose. It's all for some political purpose. We're the pawn. It's like there's so many free services out there right now, and I don't know, there's a saying that if something's free, you're the product. And we got to be able to see through what's being pushed on us. There's nothing, anybody that's out there that's got these philosophies that, believe in the LGBT community, believe in feminism, you didn't come up with that yourself.
Right.
Somebody taught you that.
Right.
Ask what their agenda was when they pushed that on you.
That's it. All right.
Okay.
With that, imagine. La sir. Time. You want to keep going?
No.
Okay, go. Okay. Not gonna cue like you did brother the other day. Sorry.
La Yasha Allah, which means to Israel. Imagine in the room, which means stand. Sar Panya Hakadum, which means turn face to east.
That's the one.
Say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash Hayah.
Kodash Hayah.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakwata.
Malakwata.
Tabaa.
Tabaa.
Ratazaka.
Ratazaka.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Baratazah.
Baratazah.
Kawa.
Kawa.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Bashemayim.
Bashemayim.
The Thundernawa.
Thundernawa.
Bakam.
Bakam.
Kaliwam.
Kaliwam.
Wasalaknawa.
Wasalaknawa.
Kawaknawa.
Kawaknawa.
Kasalaknawa.
Kasalaknawa.
Kawaknawa.
Kawaknawa.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Tabayanawa.
Tabayanawa.
Want to say one?
Want to say one?
Abal.
Abal.
Hawshinawa.
Hawshinawa.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Ra.
Right.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Ka.
Hamalakwa.
Amalakwa.
Wa'ala.
Wa'ala.
Wathapara.
Para.
Laiwalamim.
Awalamim.
Aman.
Aman. In English. Our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
thy kingdom come.
thy kingdom come.
Thy will be
Thy
done
will be done
in earth
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread.
and forgive us our debts
Forgive us our
as
debts
we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not
Lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us
but deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the
For
kingdom,
thine is the
and
kingdom,
the power,
and the power,
and the glory
and the glory
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and earth,
and all things living.
and all things living.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh
in the
Shai,
name of Yahweh Shai,
listen to us now.
listen to us now.
Right now,
Right now.
set evils
Send evil
and curses
curses
and
and
punishment
punishment
and
and
destruction
destruction
to the heathen
to the heathen
that speak against
that
us,
speak against us.
thy prophets,
Thy prophet,
the teachers,
the teacher,
the princes,
prince,
the priests,
the priest,
the Israelite brother,
the Israelite brother,
and the school,
and the school.
sent evils
Send evil
and curses
curses
and punishment
punishment
and
and
destruction
destruction
to the heathen,
to the heathen.
and shake loose
Shake loose
the treasure
the treasure
of the rich of
of the
Israel
rich of Israel
that refuse to give to the school,
that refuse to give to the
force
school.
their riches
Force their riches
to enter into thy
and
sanctuary.
enter into thy sanctuary.
Send evils
Send evil
and curses
curse
and punishment
punishment
and
and
destruction
destruction
to the Edomites
to the Edomites
and the
and
nation
the nation.
and their drug dealers,
The drug dealers,
the court
the
system,
court system,
the prison
the
system,
prison system,
Planned Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood,
all the governments of our enemies,
all the governments of our enemies,
Amalek, synagogues and armies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Roman Catholic Church,
the Roman Catholic Church,
the Pope,
the Pope,
Islam,
Islam,
Christianity,
Christianity,
Egyptology,
Egyptology,
militia,
militia,
Ku Klux Klan,
Ku Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation,
Aryan Nation,
skinheads,
skinheads,
Posse Comitazi,
Posse Comitatus,
the gay movement,
the gay movement,
the lesbian
the
movement,
lesbian movement,
spies,
spies,
workers of witchcraft,
workers of witchcraft,
NASA space
the
program,
NASA space program,
Army,
the Army,
Navy,
Navy,
Air Force,
Air Force,
Marines,
Marines,
Space Force,
Space Force,
Wall Street,
Wall Street,
open up the internet,
open up the internet,
and the
and
airwaves,
the airwaves,
the cable access channels,
cable access,
and the radio channels.
and the radio channel.
Convict the spirits
Convict the spirit
of any of thy people
any of thy people
that seek to stop us
seek to stop
and bring swift destruction
bring swift
to
destruction
all the heathen
all the heathen
that stand in the way
stand in the way
or try to stop
or
us
try to stop
from
us
broadcasting
from broadcasting
your words
your word
throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the
Let
plagues.
loose all the plagues,
Cause them to go
cause them to go
to and fro
to and fro
through the earth
through the earth
and consume
and
them.
consume them.
Let the plagues
Let the plagues
shake
shake
the house of the thief
the house of the thief
and the murderer.
and the murderer.
Let your house shine.
Let your house shine.
Michael and Gabriel
Michael and Gabriel
come down
come down
with the flying
with the
saucers
flying sword
and punish all the heathens
and punish all the heathen
that come up against
that
us
come up against
as
us
we speak thy
as
word.
we speak thy words.
Cause it to be known
Cause to be known
by all
by all
that it is the angels that have done it.
that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread
Cause it to be spread
through the media,
through the media,
throughout the whole world.
throughout the whole world.
Cause it to shake
Cause it to shake
at thy coming.
at thy coming.
In the name of Yahushua,
In the name of Yahushua.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Thank you always.
Thank you, Lord.
So be it.
So be it. Sorry, face to front. You know, give one courtesy salute, men of Israel. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak. Yahweh Shini Al Shai Brakathon. Yajim That concludes the Sabbath service.